What's up, guys? Shawnthebro here. What is up, everybody? That's true. That's a good, very good question. Morgan, do you see the subscription thing going across right now? Looks very good. Thanks everyone for coming by. I saw David, Morgan. I know our good friend Chris he said he's gonna stop in and come by soon. So, thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'm just gonna get started like I did last week, and people will jump in and out, and I'll be working. Blackbird, evening, y'all. What's up, Blackbird? Nice to see you. I did. It was in the wrong spot. Wait. Oh, is it not supposed to be in the corner anymore? Well, at least you still saw it. Hey, how's everyone doing today? Well, we're just getting started. Thanks for coming in, everyone. I am going to... I got everything ready. I do have to open the code, which I'll do that now. Twitch game. Done with my move, so I can finally get back to coding. That feels good. I'm telling you. You know, you would think like working with it all day, you kind of get bored of coding, but it's different. It's a totally different experience doing work coding and doing fun coding, which is also work. Trust me, it's definitely work. But so we're still on this lame 2015 edition and 4.23 because I forgot to upgrade it because I suck, but it's fine. It doesn't really make a difference for most things. I'll update everything in the next live stream we do. I already made a note because I realized I screwed up a few minutes beforehand. But yeah, so we're just going to hop into it today. I don't have a real plan, but I do have to check my audio with the music because I couldn't remember the numbers I used. Okay, sorry, you're probably going to get some echo there because my mic could definitely pick that up. I am going to turn up the audio a bit more. Oh, you think it sounds pretty good? Okay. If you think it's good, I'll leave it. I do want to... There you go. I turned up 0.3, so let me know. Got plans for a new system, so I'm thinking about the semantics right now, but the audio is fine. Thank you very much. So at this point, usually... Hey, what's up, Grandma? Nice to see you. Usually I would kind of have the chat over here. I'm going to keep it on my phone like I do when I'm playing games, just because I think it's actually easier for me to do that. It might be a little short in the frame, a little hard the way my computer is, but it should be a little bit better. All right. Hold on. One more thing. Move that up and move that down. There we go. That feels good. All right. Let me know if there's any issues, but otherwise we're going to get started. I don't have specific plans today, but I do have some ideas. I want to probably implement like an invincibility power-up almost, where we run into them and destroy the enemy. I definitely want to start working on some stuff for the HUD. We have coins as of now. Let's catch up and show everything we got. So we did the last Twitch stream, and then we did a stream on YouTube for this for part 2. And now the culmination of the two, we are able to pick up a coin. It gets added to our counter. We fixed some of the bugs we were having with pushback and collision not occurring when we want to. We gave the enemy a certain amount of lives and a time that we had to step on them. So, you know, if you want your enemy to be more than a one-hit enemy, like this guy, he's got either 3 or 5 health. I can't remember. 1, 2... I kept bouncing off because I was literally missing. He's not in the ideal location to jump off of him. I think he's got 3. Yeah, he's just got 3. He has a little bit of invincibility frames, which is on purpose. Or just invincibility time. We can turn it down. I was just using it as a demo. But yeah. There we go. Sorry. I have a cut on my arm, or on my hand, and it actually kind of hurts when I kind of bend it certain ways, and for the mouse and the keyboard it kind of stings a bit, but that's fine. So there was one other thing I wanted to do. What did I want to do? I want to play around with the mechanics of the actual player. So right now this is just the regular template character. You know, he can jump, he can move, he's pretty advanced as far as a template goes, you know, without putting any work into it. It's nice. This is good. But we should be able to add more to it. We may lock his position, like when When we rotate, we may not want him to face the camera. It depends. We can do whatever we want. You should have been messing with him. I did not say it was the cat that scratched my finger, okay? I did not say that. Yeah. So I think we'll disable this, the rotation. We'll kind of just snap it into place. I think we will have some sort of invincibility or other power-up. We can do something else. But I may even do, if I'm feeling really optimistic and we're doing really well, I may even start adding animations. But I do have to go on mix mode, get them, put this skeleton in. It's kind of a lot of work, right? It's kind of a lot of work, but yeah, we'll see. Let's just get started and get working on it. First things first, I think we mess with the character itself. Kind of what he looks like, what he acts like. We can change all those things pretty easily. So before we even, if we don't even go into code, we can actually go into the character and modify it here, and the results are pretty good. Unreal did a great job with their character movement component. We can do, excuse me, we can do a bunch of different things. Like, for example, these are general settings. We can change their gravity. We can change all of the stuff for walking, jumping, falling. As far as this goes, let me play it one more time and kind of see what we want to get. It feels pretty darn good. You have pretty good air control as well. You could maybe use a little bit more, but it's pretty much like a 1.0 air control ratio. It's pretty darn good. Let's give him an extra jump. Get exactly where it's at. It should be jumping and falling, right? Maybe not. I could be missing. It's probably right in front of my face. Max jump. Apex attempt. Yeah, that's... We can use this one. There is another... Oh, maybe it got removed, or maybe it got added actually after this version. Weird. Okay. I swear that there's something in this version. I mean, we can write one. It's actually fairly simple once you have the jump function working. But I swear there's something already here. No point doing it again if we already have it. I thought it was like max. Huh, I don't know. Num jump. Okay. Thought I was going crazy. I'm not going crazy. That's fine. What I am going to change, for sure, 100%, is I want to change the gravity a bit. And see, not 25. That would not be good. I want to change it a bit because it's a little... there we go. It's a little bit more punishing. And it means that once you bounce off the enemy's head, you could land on them a little bit more quickly. So with the launch values that we have, like if we hit the opponent, they'll be fine. But if we go ahead and jump on the enemy's head, like make a collision like this, box to box, it's going to push us straight up. The gravity is going to pull us down faster. So I think that's a good change. And I also want to change one more thing before we start writing stuff of our own. I want to... 1 second. Here it is. I want to change the air control from 0.8 to 0.9. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 1. I want to have full... There you go, that feels better. I like when you have full... Whoops. I don't know what happened there. Like, literally, what did that fall? I like when you have full control in the air. And this feels pretty good. Like, if I'm running this way, I can turn around. And you have to lose your momentum, but the actual control is there. Yeah, I think that feels good. So we'll use that. Let's go ahead and use our pickup class, Ghost. Hey, what's up? Hey, how is it going, Mitchell? Nice to see you, buddy. What is Ghost? I'm trying to see, is that the name of the song? I actually can't see it because I just gave myself Inception. Oh, knocked your thing over. I don't know what happened there. It just fell for no reason. Like, I'm not even... My hands were on the keyboard. My feet are down. I'm not sitting cross-legged or anything, so it wasn't like I was shaking the desk. I have no idea what was going on. I'm here. Okay, you're here for class? Are you? I think you'll know how to... Yeah, in fact, you'll probably be able to teach me a few things while we're here. But we're just going to have fun with it. Well, nice seeing you, Mitchell. Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate that a lot. Alright, we have our base pickup class that we just added a coin for now. You can see we also have a star. Star is not really important. We don't have like anything in this project to use as a star asset, but we can go and get one. Also, we can just use the same one with a different material and it'll be fine. So this is good, this is good. Let's go base pickup, coin pickup. Let's go ahead and make another one of this. Never actually used Unreal, so I'm clueless. Okay. Well, maybe you will genuinely learn something today. Unreal is very cool. Very cool. I use it at work now, and you know, it's pretty friendly. This is the template. Like, I didn't write the character movement. Actually, you can't make that jump anymore with the gravity. Whoops, sorry, level design. Everyone who is a level designer is like, if they watch this in the future, they're gonna be like, you're a cancerous human being. But yeah, okay, maybe you'll learn a little bit. Sorry, I'm trying to think exactly what I want to do. Like, I kind of want to do the star pickup, but if we do the star pickup, we already know how to do pickups and invincibility. You have any ideas, Mitchell? You don't. I'm not putting you on the spot. If you say no, that's fine. But is there anything you want to see me do? Usually, I kind of just freeform it, but it's you know, if you have something you want to see, let me know. You can take your time. I'm really not putting you on the spot. I have plenty I can do. I'm trying to, you know, I don't like to keep doing the same thing and be like, oh yeah, well, look, we can do this. It's like, yeah, but we already kind of knew how to do that. The reason in particular I'm doing a side scroller is because I like making all different types of games and learning kind of what goes into them, the struggles they face, so that I know. And I've never made a side scroller before. We made Bad Manor, so in Unity, but never in Unreal. And it's a lot different, as you can expect. So I just like to kind of mess with it and see what we can get. I'll go ahead and make the star pickup real quick. I might as well stop being lazy and just do it. We're gonna add a new blueprint class. Whoops, not star. That's not. We want to use our base pickup. Oh, I did it off of the base pickup instead of the base pickup BP. I should really name that a little bit better. Always been interested in physics-based games, but I don't... Okay, well, we can do that. We can work on physics and stuff. Let's finish this because this will take me just a few minutes. And then I can stop being lazy and being like, yeah, we'll get to it eventually. We'll just actually get to it. But we can look at physics stuff for sure. I don't know if I have any other materials. I may have to make a material. Oh, there we go. That's what the star looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? That's the star right there. Doesn't it resemble a star? What's that? 1200? Okay. So here's the star. I'm going to steal the coin logic. Actually, I realize that's not going to work because I have to take the overlap. So let me do that. Do that. And what we can essentially do here for the star is we already have some sort of invincibility states that we set up. We had default and invincible was actually for invincibility frames, really. But what we should kind of do Well, I guess we could just set it to invincible. We don't have to use a second state. We should use a second state, though, because I could see issues popping up from that. So let's say E star. Stars. I guess. I mean, E star. Yeah, that works. Wow, not that. Not whatever that was at all, actually. I mean, it's self-explanatory enough. Star. Alright. We'll just go ahead and make Angry Birds real quick. I mean, we could. The physics behind it are actually tough, though. Like, I wouldn't know how to do that without, like, off the top of my head. Oh, yeah, I can get the trajectory physics correct right away. I am a man of culture. I keep all that knowledge up in my brain. Okay, so for this, let's just do... Let's have a function for picking up the star. Become star. Now we'll say start star state. Some alliteration there, and all we're going to do is set our state to be the new star state. Pretty simple stuff, really. But again, it's something I've been talking about for the last 2 episodes. I'm like, yeah, we'll get to it, and we just never did it. So I feel like we should do it and put that on here. Okay, yep. We're good with that. So I can just add it here. We'll make it blueprint callable, so we can just call it on overlap. Those words are also all very close to each other. And really what we should do, and it's funny, is kind of do the same thing that we use for our actual invincibility frames and stuff, where we just give it a time. We give a time for how long we want it to be and just let it run out over time. I figure let's do it. I mean, it's not really hurting anything. So we'll have start and we'll have an end star state. And all I gotta do now is... Sorry, the keyboard is a little lower than normal for me because of how I have to do it for the stream. And it's a little harder for me to type than I would like, but that's okay. So I think we just should copy this stuff, to be honest. We'll make a new handle. You don't ever want to use a handle for more than one timer unless you're positive that they won't intersect with each other. They won't be occurring at the same time. Otherwise, one will have to get invalidated, and that can cause some issues if you're not locking them. If you're using them with threads as well, that can become very bad. So this is how you would set up temporary character states. Yeah, I think this is how. I think this is probably the best way to do it, legitimately. Not just saying that. I try to give you my honest opinion. Like, there are some hacks that we do. For example, the way we did the knockback is a bit of a hack. We check what direction we took damage from and knock them back the other way. You know, older games used to do that, but say you're running one way, a projectile is coming toward you. You turn around and get hit by it, you're going to get launched back, sure, okay. But then try the other way. So, say that you're running away from something and you get hit back, you're going to get launched back this way. You should almost get pushed forward, so you should really determine based on where you were hit and the direction, things like that. We can always add it later. But my point is, it's not entirely fleshed out. As far as character states go, I feel like this is the best way to do it. Because what we can do is set our state, set for, like you said, temporary states. So we can set it for a specific period of time that we'll pass into it. You can even set it for a specific number of frames if you want. And then we will basically, anything else that we don't want to happen, we just check the state. If the character state is that type, that we don't, the type that we're looking to make sure other things don't happen in. For example, take damage function. We already have invincible here, which is actually from if you take damage, we give you a little bit of invincibility. But the star is also invincibility. We want other functionality because we want the character to be able to then collide with players and not get pushed back, but actually kill them, destroy them, whatever. So we'll check if they're invincible or if they're in star state, and then if they are, you know, we can change the logic from there. I think this is probably the best way to do temporary states, honestly. I'm gonna make a new timer handle for the reason I mentioned earlier. So I know invincibility is a little confusing, and I apologize. That is on me because I should have called it like invincible after hit. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. Because you could call it iframes or something, but it's not even just that. It's the whole state of your hit, and you need to do the logic to get back. So I'm going to refer to everything with the star as star, not invincibility, just to avoid confusion there. We're going to call this star timer. Naming is the hardest part of you know, it's being a software engineer for 4 years now. I will say that naming can often eat up more time than genuinely trying to figure out logic for a few things. I have to go back through to make sure I get this down. Okay, yeah. Sorry, what is VOD? I'm sorry. I feel like I've heard that all over the place. But I'm just blanking on it. And I don't want to pretend I know what you're saying and don't. So, I'm just being honest with you. Could you explain to me what that is, please? Can't tell you how many hours of meetings I've had over naming. Yeah, well, the problem is when you have multiple people who have different naming conventions, and they continuously use their own naming convention. Video on them. Oh, got you. So this gets uploaded to the Shawnthebro 27 YouTube channel. I can post the link if you'd like. I'm genuinely not trying to self-promote here. That channel is specifically for archives. It's not monetized or anything like that. If you want to see it, I upload them there. So if you want to see it to see how I do this stuff, you'll have it. That gets left on the site. Yeah, oh yeah, it does get left on Twitch. I think it's left for like 15 days. You can set it to different things. I had it to the longest, but I think it's 15 to the public. And it's like 90 for me. So if you also wanted to, like, for me to download it and send it to you, I can do that for a lot longer. Cool. I appreciate that, though. Yeah, I think this is a good way to do it. I'll tell you the truth, especially now that we're face-to-face, and it's easier for me to kind of convey my point than over text. Well, I guess it's like face-to-chat, but you get what I'm saying. I will tell you the truth. If I think I'm doing something, and I know that it's a hack, but it's the right way for what I'm doing at the moment, or it's either the easiest based on the time that I have, I will tell you. I won't lie to you. So I think this is a good way to do this. Okay, we have our star timer now, and the last thing we need to do is I need to have a float for how long we want the star to last. We can either set a variable in the character, which isn't the worst way to do it, but if we ever want the state to change, like if there's either different stars or different power-ups that offer a type of invincibility, you may want to pass it in as a parameter. I'm just going to make a float variable in here. I mean, it's not really a big deal one way or another to me. Actually, I will pass it in as a parameter because of the fact that we're calling it from the blueprint, and we can have children of that with different values. Let's do that just to be on the safe side. So for start star state, I'm going to have a float called star time. And then we'll have to add that to here. Okay. And we will use the star time as the timer. So I put this in the wrong spot, so forgive me there. That was meant to go in here. Now this big string, you guys have probably seen this before. But it is, I guess we'll put it in the state first, then start the timer. It is not messing around. It is a long way to start a timer. But I'll give you the rundown. So, we did it in the last episode, but Get Timer Manager is something of Unreal's. It's how you can start and stop timers. Set timer is the function we're calling, and then here are the parameters in this order. Start time is how long you want the timer to go for. You can only do it in seconds, but you can actually use it to determine number of frames I'm not going to get into that now because it's quite a process, unless they've made it easier since the last time I've done it, but it is possible. And then this, I have no idea what it's really referring to. If I looked at the function, I could see it. This is always this. It's obviously some either function pointer that it requires or character class reference. And then here's the function that gets called once the timer runs out. So say the start time is 2 seconds. Once 2 seconds have passed, this function will get called. And then invincibility time is... My bad. I did this... I mixed these two up. The first one is the timer handle, not how long. This is how long, right here. So I apologize for that. The handle isn't really important in terms of knowing how it works. You just want to know that the handle is essentially what you need. It's like, imagine you had an interface and you had a start and stop button. The handle is like, you pressing the start button starts everything with that timer. You pressing the pause button pauses everything with that timer. That whole interface with all the control of it, that's what the handle does. So first one's the handle, then this, whatever, function pointer, character reference. This is the function that gets called once the time runs out, and the time that you're going through is this right here. And this is some sort of override, I forget. I've never once set it to true. I'm going to be completely honest, so. Yo, what kind of game? Hey, what's up? How you doing, Mike? So right now we're working on a side-scroller game, specifically. I haven't gone a direction with it, but I already do fighting game, arena platformer, first-person shooter, and third-person tutorial. Third-person adventure, like kind of like an RPG game for YouTube. So I'm like, why don't I try something new, something I've never done before in Unreal? So we're doing a side-scroller. Specifically, we're probably going to make it along the lines of Castlevania down the road. Right now, it's kind of turning into like a Mario clone, just because it's easy to work with about animations and stuff. If I was going to make it a side-scroller for real, I'd make it like Castlevania. So I have a feeling we'll be picking up quite a few of their mechanics and going over them. Anyway, so that's how the timer works. But basically, we pass in the start time now, and then once this is over, we just reset the state. So it's pretty simple on how this stuff works once you know what you're looking for. You know, this would take a long time if we didn't know exactly what we needed, but now we know. We're going to build our thing, our solution, and then we are going to call this function on overlap with the star, and we're going to see if it works. Although I just realized I never stopped us from taking damage. So I should do that. I'll go ahead and cancel this build. And state not equal e character state star. And then we'll actually kill the enemy if we run into them while we're in the star state. Are these available to play yet? The ones you made already? They're not available to play, but I am doing tutorials for all of them on YouTube. Some of them are actually really far along. The fighting game in particular is about 58 episodes in. It's a pretty... I mean, I'm proud of it, to be quite honest. So if you're interested, I can send you kind of what it looks like. You can see it on YouTube. I'm not just trying to advertise to you, Mike, so if you want me to send it to you, I can send it to you. Up to you. But I would love for you to see them if you're interested, for real. That would be great. But they're not ready to play yet. They are going to go on the Epic Store as templates for other developers and other people who want to make their own games. That's my intention. So, but thank you for showing interest, man. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate that a lot. Alright, so at this point, we have built, and we should be good. I'm compiling to make sure we get the code changes. Once we get that, all I have to do is call this function, and we should be golden. As long as we aren't taking damage when we're hitting the opponent, we know we're working. It'll only work for 2 seconds. That's how long I'll pass in. It's taking its time to compile. It's taking its time to compile. Sorry, it only usually takes like 3 seconds. Okay, so start star state, and we have a time. So let's say we want to do it for 2 seconds. Now this should work. So I should hit this and... Oh, because it's gonna say all the stuff it likes to say. Sometimes when you build, it just literally gives you errors. It's because you're supposed to you're supposed to close Unreal when you go to build, or just use the compile. But there's a lot of reasons not to just do that. Okay, so the problem here, there's a few problems here. First of all, this is way too far away. Ba-doop. So the coin is now back here. And this, let me make sure this is what I want. It's not equal to star. Okay. Yeah, alright, so hold on. I know what's happening though, because this was happening last episode. For some reason, my Unreal started disliking me. And it doesn't want to take my code changes until I play through the Visual Studio. So let me launch through here. I don't know what's causing that. I've never seen that until we started doing this live stream. So I'm convinced that they, you know, Epic, Twitch, they just want to see me fail. That's Beast Doodle. Look into it. Thanks, Mike. Hey, seriously, thanks for coming by. I know this isn't normally what we do, but this is just, it's a really fun thing for me, and anyone who enjoys it or just wants to see a little bit of it, it's great. Makes me happy. Now you can see it's working as intended. See, I wasn't getting launched back. That's how you know I wasn't taking damage. And I wasn't getting launched back because I was invincible for 2 seconds. But see how I launched through Visual Studio, then it worked all of a sudden? What's going on, Epic? Now, I do need to upgrade my engine, and that's on me, so they can't take all the blame. I have to take some blame for that. But okay. There, star done. I mean, we'll go ahead and we'll add logic to kill them if we run into them with the star. I can't remember if it's the enemy. Yeah, it's the enemy. So what we do is before we call take damage, and I'll clean this up a bit. Straight into, really, it's gonna be a pain in my butt. Oh, come on. Alright. Well, before we call take damage, we want to check and see if the character is even supposed to take damage here. I mean, sure, we have this safeguard to make them not take damage if they're in the star state, but we haven't defined any logic for if they are in the star state. Now, we could do it in code. We can do it here. It's not a huge deal. As far as collision checks go, I don't really have a preference if they're in code or blueprint. I usually do them in blueprint because blueprint is easier for collision, in my opinion, and I have not seen any real issues of doing it in blueprint over code. To my knowledge, there's not a big performance decrease, if any, in doing it in blueprint. One of those things that Unreal did really well, so... or I guess Epic did really well. But we're just going to do it here for now. We're actually just going to get the state, which I realize is not AU property. Edit anywhere, blueprint, rewrite. And now we'll see if Unreal wants to take my changes when I build, but they probably won't, knowing Unreal. Twitch game. Okay. Would you like to take my changes? It's okay if you don't. I just, you know, I'd really like for you to. Because you're going to make my life hard down the road if you keep not taking my changes. I'm going to be like, why is this not working? And I don't really prefer launching through Visual Studio because every time you want to build and change, it closes itself and reopens. I mean, it has to for it to work that way. But that can be really annoying. Are you done? Yes, I wanted to open Discord and show everybody information. I mean, there's nothing you guys could see there that harms me, but I try to not keep the Discord open to not reveal anyone else's information if they don't want it, so I apologize for that. Okay. So at this point, let's see. Okay, it looks like you did take the changes. Thank you very much for deciding to do what I asked you to do. That's all I can expect him, alright? Alright, so before we take damage, we want to make sure that the state of the character... Did I compile? I might not have compiled. I can't remember. I was too busy complaining. I complained, and I will continue to complain until the sun goes down. Alright, state. There we go. Now, we can do a switch on this state if we want. I'm going to do that instead of just an equals, just in case we have additional functionality down the line. So specifically for default, I will pass it along. And now you see here why some of this becomes redundant if I do it this way, which I mentioned in the last episode. And that's why we will probably adjust that when we get different enemies. For now, it makes no difference. When we get different enemies, you'll see why it's useful. So there's these two. And then if it's star, though, we're not going to do this. We're just not going to call it take damage. Oh, actually, invincible doesn't mean it either. My mistake. I'll leave it like that for now. There we go. Yep. Let me compile this. Again, these fake errors that like to pop up. And what we need to do is destroy this actor. Just like that, okay? BB, I'm gonna go eat dinner. Busy day today. You're good. You're good, man. Thank you so much for coming by. Enjoy your dinner. That's like the best part of the day. But now you see we have the star, and as long as we hit the opponent within 2 seconds, they will die. If we hit them after 2 seconds, then we take damage because our star ran out. I know we don't have a way to signify that at the moment. But, there you go. Star kills. Cool. So that is pretty good. Trying to think. Yeah, so I think the star is all done. So now we have a star power up. We can, again, make that look nicer. But you can see that it's working and functioning as expected. Now, let's see. Mitchell wanted to look at something based on physics, which I'm happy to do. I don't know too much about the physics engine. So I may have to get back to you on that. Trying to see, in the starter content, is there a physics example? Sometimes there's a physics, not like a tutorial, but there's a little base item that you can use. What we can do, I mean, you can just apply physics to an object and it will work. Like, let me show you that, because that's pretty cool. So say we have, let's put like a sphere and do just a movable sphere. Like you run into it and it rolls. I think that sounds fun, actually. That would be cool. That would be good because we could use enemies like that too. Like in Mario, how you can kick the Koopa and stuff. Let's do that. Actually, that's cool. That's a good idea, Mitchell. Good one. So let's go ahead and make, I should put these in folders, but it's fine. Blueprint class. So I don't know, like there is a physics actor. I forget exactly what it's called. I don't think it's necessary for this. Yeah, no, not those. There is one, but I think we can just do a regular actor. It'll be fine. Now, if we want to do, what is an actor? Okay, so an actor is, there's the very base thing. So everything in Unreal has a parent of a, or is a child of a U object. So a U object is quite literally every single thing that you see in the game. It's a stage, it's a piece of text, it's a widget, so like your HUD, it's a sound clip, they're all U objects. So U objects are literally just like this wrapper class that everything falls under. That's kind of how Unreal parses data through it. An actor is any sort of U object that can be placed or spawned in the world, as it says here. And that's true. I mean, that definition really is about the best definition. Actor is basically anything that can be in the world. So an actor is not, a sound clip is not an actor. It does not go in the world anywhere. It just plays. A piece of dialogue, like text on the screen, isn't an actor because it just plays. I'm trying to think what else. Like, trying to think of other examples. It's hard to think of things that aren't actors, but it's things that you don't actually see. So it's kind of just like a base class for anything that's rendered. Yes, that's a great way to put it, honestly. Anything that's rendered, that's an actor. The only exception I would say to the rendered thing is the way Unreal does widgets, which are like UI elements. So your character HUD, all your menus and things like that. I don't think they're considered actors. They're probably some class. I mean, they're called widgets. I don't think they're part of actors. I think they're part of UObject, and technically they get rendered to your screen. But then the difference is, and this is important, it's not spawned in the world though. It's being displayed on your camera or something like that, but it's not in the world, right? That's the difference. That's the best way I can describe it, I think. Hopefully that made sense. It sounds like you got it. World space things, yeah. Yep. Exactly. So, I mean, I'm not going to go over all this, but this explains all the default functions of it and where they are. I mean, it's funny because some things, like I said, even levels are actors. Just because it spawns this space in the scene, and then you put other actors in it. But yeah, so we're going to make an actor. We could make it a pawn or a character. So the difference here, a pawn is something that can be possessed by either a human or an AI, and basically we can apply logic to it where it has thinking. And a character is just a pawn that has additional Unreal functionality to it, to be completely honest. We could make it a pawn and give it AI, but I think for now let's do a basic, like, rollable object. Let's say pushable object. BP. Base pushable object BP. Just so we can inherit off this later. So now for the base pushable object, we can put whatever we want on it as a child. We probably want a static mesh. And hopefully we have a sphere in here. It can just be called static. We actually don't. We only have cube. I mean, we can use the cube. The sphere would be better to demonstrate this. Let's see if it works with the cube. If not, I'll actually import a sphere. Okay, so we have a cube in the scene. Let's demonstrate some stuff with this. So first of all, this map, you know, it's good, but we need you to back off a little bit, my friend. There's a lot going on here. Let's move everything over here. The coin can remain back here. And let's put a cube in the scene at 1200 and 0, I guess. Oh, that was the wrong. Thank you. Move it back. And 130. I don't know. 200. There we go. Now, if you place an object in the scene and it doesn't have physics, like in this case, you can see it kind of floats here because it doesn't have gravity, and you colliding with it just stops you. It's literally just a static object in the scene, and that's quite literally, that's about it. Now, all we have to do is click this little button, simulate physics here, and you can see it becomes this actor that it works with collision. I was trying to get it to see, it doesn't. It's a little hard to see. I mean, with the cube, you can clearly see I'm pushing it here. The gravity is working on it. So the default Unreal physics system is usually regarded very highly. People like it a lot. It is very well made, to be honest. So in terms of doing something with it, we don't have too much we have to implement, but we can definitely play around with it and make some cool things. Like if we were to, we can constrain this to, I always forget what axis this will be in Unreal because their coordinate system is actually a little weird. But I think if we lock position on the X, then we won't be able to roll it like out of where the player can reach it. See this? So it's trying to roll that way, but it won't let it. So now the player can always interact with it no matter what. This does lead to some issues like this. You can see where it's trying to roll that way. It's not going to roll back. So if you have something like a cube, you know, it might not be optimal. But it does make it so it doesn't like go out of range of the character and things like that. So you have a lot of control over these. I mean, that was one box out of all this stuff you have. And this is just the physics stuff, but everything that you can apply in the components, which you can add like a physics, you can add all these. You can also add projectile movement to a physics object, which is what it sounds like. It lets you, you know, kind of determine pathing for projectiles. You can do homing with it. You can do, like, I'm trying to think of all the things. You can do stuff on impact and destruction with it. It's really open. Now let me see. The cube is good. Let me see if I can import a sphere here. I know you can usually just add starter content, but it's been a long time since I've done it. Give me a minute here. Where would it be? Edit. Where was it? I know it's here. Give me a second. We'll find it. Help. Make it an adult game. It's Friday. Well, we're not going to be doing that, but I appreciate you coming by. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on that. I forget how to add starter content. Might be. That's just literally a content browser. Hi, how's it going? Hey, what's up, RCO? Nice to see you. Here, let me make sure I'm getting your name correctly. I'm sorry. Larice, yeah, apologize. I think Lyrice, maybe. I think it's like Larice, yeah, apologize. I'm so sorry. Everyone here will tell you I'm bad at names, so you can you can go ahead and correct me. I apologize, but thank you for coming by. RCO, nice to see you. How's it going? It's going really well. Really well. We did invincibility. We did like a little star pickup. So if I walk into the star over here, I can then kill an enemy as long as I have the star power, which it's granted for 2 seconds. And yeah, that's what we've done so far. We're also going to be adding Mitchell Melody in the chat wanted to see some stuff for physics in Unreal. Whoops. So I was messing with this cube. We constrained it to the x-axis. Yeah, we want to add you to the game. We can do that. We do need a model. If anyone wants to put their model in the game, as long as it's appropriate. Or, I mean, we could do we are getting requests to do an adult game, so we could add whatever model in we want. Although Twitch may be unhappy about some of the models. Depends on what your definition of adult is. But yeah, so we were kind of playing around with this physics object. I want to get a sphere. I can't remember for the life of me how to add starter content back. Oh, it might be in here. There we go. Add to project. Let's add this in so we get our... Maybe I don't want to be added to the game. Alright, well then, you know what? Why'd you suggest it? That's all I'm saying. I feel like you should not have suggested it. And that's how you can add starter content. See? I know what I'm doing. I'm clearly very good at what I do. You guys, I just wanted to see if you guys knew where starter content was. That's all. It's literally all. Yeah, RCO's not going for it. Come on. Guys, come on. So look, we got the sphere now, and it can roll. So now you can hit someone with a boulder, and, they will not be having a good day. We can keep jumping on their head until they're dead. But now we have this very nice rolly object that we can interact with in any number of ways. So we could actually use this if we want. Like, I think maybe the thing we'll do here is we'll see if it's moving above a certain speed, and then if it is, maybe kill the enemy. We're kind of working without animations and stuff. We're just having fun at the moment. So I think that could be a cool thing, though. Man, this really is Bad Manners, too? Oh, my God. I love Bad Manners. To this day, I love Bad Manners. Look at this. You couldn't do this in Bad Manners. Our physics were not quite that good. Bad Manners is a game Melody and I worked on And saying his name out loud, I realize why his name is that, and I like it. It's a good one. I think I do, anyway. And it's a game we worked on. It's a Castlevania-style game. Thank you. Right? I'm telling you, Bad Manners is where it was at. Yeah, I thought so. Nice. I like it. I thought that was... You know, I never realized that. I never knew why that was your name, and then I said it out loud. I'm like, oh, it makes so much sense. But yeah, we had boulders in Bad Manners, and that was the first game we ever worked on together, and... Sorry, it's just really... It really does remind me of... Even the texture of the boulder looks similar. Anyway, okay. Let's do that. Why not? Let's do it. So there is a way to get the forces acting on an object, and you can get the speed and such. I have to remember, it has been quite a long time since I've done it. So give me a second to try and remember all of this. I'm just going to roll with it. I think we can figure it out pretty easily. We're going to do on component hit this time, not overlap. And we want to check the other actor. I want to see if I can get the speed of this. Get speed. Okay, it's like get physics. Angular velocity? Not angular, linear velocity. There we go. I don't think you have to put the bone name in. None indicates root body, correct. So this should work. I'm pretty sure this is exactly what we want. It's been literally years since I've done this, so I apologize, but you live and you learn. Basically, if the other actor that it collided with is a base enemy BP, then we just want to go ahead. We don't need to do anything with the enemy beforehand, but we just want to destroy them afterward if this is greater than a certain value. Now, it is a vector because it has X, Y, and Z velocity. We're locking it on the X, so, you know, we don't care about that velocity. We don't want it to go back and forth. And the Z velocity should be the height, which maybe we care about. I'm going to specifically just look for Y velocity at the moment. And we can either break this, or we can actually right-click and split the struct pin, and then just check if this is greater than a value. I don't know what the values are off the top of my head. So, like, it could be 2, it could be 5,000. I'm going to print it out and determine kind of the values that it's giving. But I want to actually do this before this cast. So I'm going to do the, well, this can stay. But I want to do this on tick in this case. That way we can determine how. So yeah, it's going into like the 600s. Negative because velocity includes direction. So, okay. Well, I guess, you know what, I guess. Wait, is Unreal right-handed? I guess so. Is that what that means? I remember learning about that. Unreal is bad. So X is the foreground background. It's your depth. Y is your left and right. And Z is your up and down. It's really gross compared to what we learned, I will say. But that's fine, you know. Just go ahead and break the rules because you can, I guess. Now, this is good for printing. I am going to disable it, but I will leave it there in case we want to print again. Basically, if we collide with the enemy, we want to grab the Y value, but we want to get the absolute amount because we don't care if it's left or right. We just care about the speed. And we want to check if it is greater than or equal to... It looked like 600 was pretty much where it was maxing out. So we'll put if it's greater than 500 just to give it some leeway. And then we'll go ahead and do a branch. And if it is greater, then we're going to destroy this actor. Destroy actor. And we're going to clean this up a bit. There we go. And that's pretty much as simple as it is. This should work to my knowledge, unless I'm getting anything simple, but oof, I guess that's how modeling programs. That is, you're right. It's a soccer game now, RCS says. Sorry I missed that comment. You're right. We were playing soccer. We were actually just doing 2D soccer. I like that. Did I... I'm not going fast enough, or maybe I did screw it up. Absolute value if it's greater than 500. Unless on component hit is not working. If it's greater than that, greater than or equal to that. Okay, let's let's print it out. Well, first of all, let's make sure event hit actually is firing, and let's make sure that the cast is working. Okay, so either the cast is not working or it's not registering on hit, which would just be collision settings then. That's okay, either way. Let's see. Yeah, it registers it with me, but not with the base enemy. So that would be our issue. Let's go ahead and look at the settings. It should be block all, though, by default. Oh, it is physics actors. It doesn't generate hit events. Really? It's been a long time since I've used the... Really, but that... Oh, I disconnected it. Whoops. No, it's not registering it either. Let's print it out. It helps that it's, you know, printing every time. Wait a second. Am I being silly? This cast was just never working, right? No, wait. It wasn't registering on component hit when it collided. Not before the cast. It wasn't printing another... Was it? It just did. It did after the hit events. Okay. Okay. So this is working now. My mistake. If it's not working, it's based on the velocity now at this point. So it was the hit events. Weird. So I did not know physics actors did not simulate by default, but it's because of how costly they would be, I'm going to guess. There you go. So yeah, it thinks it's less than this speed. Was it not saying 600 though? I swear it was saying like 600. I'll print it out again. Sorry, I keep like deleting print string and then grabbing another one when I should just be using it. Whoops. It only hit with a speed of 181. Wasn't it just reaching like 600? Okay, let's put it above 100. And now we got our soccer ball, excuse me. And if it hits him, he destroys him. Now, let's go ahead and make sure, you know, let's go nice and slow. And now when it collides with him, it should not kill him. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I guess it was over 100. 150. Let's do 150. There we go. So you can see it stops at his feet because it wasn't going fast enough. And then, at which case, we would have to jump on him till he was dead. But let's do one more test, make sure we can actually do it. There we go. So now we have a boulder that we can push and just absolutely wreck poor enemies who did not deserve that, really. Especially since I'm pretty sure that guy is just a random civilian in our world. But there we go. That was fun. See, I have not worked with physics actors in years. And I don't think I've ever done a physics actor quite that simple, so it took a lot of the stress away, and it was just the fun part. Inertia be damned, or friction, or whatever. Yeah, friction and inertia. It is inertia and friction and all those forces. They all need to settle down a bit. Sorry, I did not realize I was up there. So, okay, now we have a pushable object, which we can use as a weapon in this case. I mean, this should probably not be in the base pushable object logic, because what we can do is have an actor that we can push, and we can push it to use it to get up to higher places. Like, I don't think it'll work with this because this is relatively small, but technically, like, we could use this. Yeah, no way. But then we get this platformer mechanic where we can use this pushable object, probably not a sphere, and jump up higher than where we can reach normally. So that's pretty darn fun, I will say. Okay, trying to think. Genuinely just trying to think. So that was cool. I like that a lot. I think what we can do... You have any other ideas, Mitchell, or anything else you want to do with this? Because that was cool. That was a lot of fun. Just experimenting, really, but you can see how we can get it done. I mean, I know Mitchell knows plenty about coding, but what if it goes up in the air a little bit when you kick it? Okay, that's a good point. I don't entirely know the best way to do that. We could just apply a force to it. But you mean like we're literally kicking it, right? Kind of. Sorry if I'm like kicking a Goomba. Sorry if I'm derailing. No, you're not derailing. You're really not. This series is really just intended to be fun. Kind of just playing, learning things, playing with the engine. You know, there's not enough time spent on that, quite frankly. Myself included. Like, I make the tutorial series, and I'll often miss something simple, and I'm like, there was such a better way to do this, but I just didn't know about it. We're learning, we're playing with stuff, and it's just fun. It's cool. So I'm totally good with that. Like kicking a Goomba. I like that, though. So I see what you're saying. Like, you kick it, and he goes kind of up in the air. Kind of like, you know, just if you were to walk into a soccer ball, kick it, and bring it off the ground a bit. I got you. So I'm trying to think of the best way. I mean, we can just flat out launch it and apply a force to it. And that might just be the best way. I mean, that is what's going to be happening one way or another. So let's see if we can get that to look good, though. So we can also, if this cast fails, we can cast it to our character. But the only issue is it'll keep saying on component hit if it's sticking with us. Like, we'll keep hitting it, it'll keep going. So it will need to be launched some distance as well to make sure we can't just continuously kick it or launch into the air. And that's perfectly fine. Perfectly normal, too. I'm just trying to think about that. Let's do it, and we'll see how it looks. So Twitch game character. We're going to say, okay, maybe it doesn't cast to the base enemy. So it's not an enemy that we're colliding with. But is it a character that we're colliding with? Yes. Yeah, we can do some stuff with that. But it's worth a try for us to play with it. You're totally right. It is going to cause a few problems. But if it is the character, we can try it. I know launching is for a character, so we can't just use launch, but we can apply a force. And we can add it at a location. Let's just add a force right off the bat. Without doing anything specific, anything special. Let's add a force. And the force is going to be in the Z in this case. And we'll add just a force of 20. I don't know exactly how big forces are. I know launch character, they're pretty darn small. In fact, that looked like it was either nothing or did not work. I think it should have worked in this case. So if we do 200. Maybe not. 2000? If we apply 2000, it doesn't jump then. No, okay, so not add force, but this should be firing, correct? Or is it of the static mesh 2000? Because if that's the case, then it's not going to be Z. It would be on the Y if it's referring to its origin. Or would it be on the... Just to be safe, because I can never remember with Unreal's system. I just don't want to miss something simple early on here. No, okay, that's fine. So it's not force, or, well, it is force. I know for a fact it is. But I'm trying to think, so... Where's that location? I'm pretty sure it's add force. I think I'm just doing something wrong here. To a single rigid body. Which a static mesh should be with when it's simulating physics. Excuse me. Everything looks good here. None indicates root body. Mass will have no effect. That could be part of the issue. How much is the mass by default? 109. I have no idea how that will change the math, so let's go ahead and just play around with it. Add force. Wow, it's really launching me off there, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's adding the force. Look at that. Look how we can push it up on stuff now. Ha! Kilograms, centimeters. Wait, is it really? Is that a joke, or is it really on that level of force? It is? Oh, seriously? Okay. So it needs to be really high then, correct? Yeah, doing it for one frame. That's why it said it wanted to do it every frame. So when we're doing it on component hit, I got you. But so if we made it huge, and I mean huge, this is not the right way to do things, guys. If you came here for, okay, I don't know what I pressed to do that. If you came here for learning, you're not going to get it, so just give up now. But we are going to do some cool stuff here, and what we're going to do is see how this looks. Okay, yeah, that looks about as expected. All right, so yeah, this is totally the best way to do it. There's no other way. The way it just flawless, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking. Okay, wow. So it is in kilograms, centimeters to the -1. All right, that is something else. 20. All right, well, this is not the correct way to do it. Then we should do it on like a tick function. That's fine. I just want to see if we can get, like, you can see 20,000 kind of does what we wanted, kind of. Not really, but it does launch it into the air at a pretty reasonable distance without like shooting it off into space. So that's kind of what we wanted. It's actually so fun. Okay. Yeah, so we'll have to do it on tick. Right? Okay, that's pretty darn funny though. So it's just fun to do stuff like that. All right, now I'm a little bit confused. Let me see this. Add force should be called every frame for the duration of the force. All right. So I don't actually know how we're intended to use that. I mean, you could use it on tick, which would do it on every frame. But really, they want us to add the force on tick? So we like enable and disable a Boolean or something? Or call a function with a timer? That's kind of weird though. There's gonna be so many. Oh yeah? If you got some ideas you want me to, if they're your secret ideas for a game, then that's fine. But if you got ideas you want to do, we can go over it. We can play around with it. Okay. So I guess the way they want you to do is literally put this on tick and decide when you're adding the force and when you're not. And that's fine. Just seems a little bit of a strange way to do it, in my opinion, but that's okay. I am curious if we made this like 20,000 again, but without Excel change. So that's like not even close to enough. It said mass was not being taken into effect. Okay. Wow, weird. Weird that they're doing it that way, I feel, but that's okay. Anyway, we can go ahead and whip something. Maybe I'll send you this. Yeah, go for it, dude. Like I said, it could be your private. If it's your private ideas and you don't want anyone to steal them, that's perfectly fine. I get that. Really not trying to. Don't send it now. I'll get the notification. You can send it. Let me. Give me 1 second. I'll say be right back, and then I'll put this to do not disturb. There we go. There we go. Should be good. Cool. All right. I'll probably leave that alone for now, just because I don't entirely know the best way to do that. And I'd rather research it than just, I got to sneeze. Oh, jeez. I'd rather research it than just kind of whip something together here. So I'm sure we could make it work, but I will figure that out because I'm interested. I think we'll stop it at the rolling for now. But what we can do, if you want to keep working on physics, we can put a cube back in here and push it and stop it from rotating. So we literally push it into the position and use it as a platform. I think that would be cool. This shouldn't really be base pushable object. Okay, let's do the right thing and sort this out. So base pushable object, we should make a child class and we should call it rolling sphere. BP. We'll make it that, and what we'll do is copy the logic over so that this is happening in the rolling sphere and not in the base pushable object. And then what the other thing we do is we delete this out of here. Oh, I deleted the reference. Okay. Rolling sphere BP. Sorry, I deleted the class. Thank you for pasting. I was so worried that it was not going to paste. I wanted to delete the object in the scene here and replace it with, get rid of this. 1200. And there we go. Now this is our rolling sphere. If we go ahead and push this, it should have the same effect as it did before. Excellent. But now we have our base pushable object and we can replace the mesh with a cube of some sort. Chamfer, if you will. If you feel so inclined. And now the chamfer here, what it can be used for is it has physics, but remember it was doing this kind of weird rotation thing. It's actually not too bad now. But you can see how you can kind of pick it up, and sometimes it gets kind of stuck on its side and stuff. What we can do is make it a little bit more elegant by disabling rotation, by locking rotation on the X, Y, and Z. And now, when we move it, we just actually bring it along the ground like this. And now we can use it as a platform to reach like higher areas. I'm actually hitting something here. It looks like the box for that is a little bit farther out because like even when I hit it there, like it actually pushes me in the one direction. But yeah, so now we have like this actual platform, which I find really cool. We can obviously change their sizes too. So say we got this one, and that's all well and good. Let's actually clear this out a bit so that we can have some real stuff to work with here. Whoops, I don't know what was going on there. I was trying to select you. So we can start kind of making an actual stage out of this. It's not necessarily all that important that we get like super high into the air or anything like that. But I almost wonder if we made another cube. Right, I think that's right at 1200. Yeah, it is. And then we scale it up 3 times. Now the platform actually won't be able to probably fall off the platform. It launched it. But look, it's too big. It's too big, we can't move it. So we can make these huge, if we make these platforms bigger. It actually moved for about 35 minutes. Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. That is just... I regret to inform you. Your mic was muted. Now this is going to look terrible on the level, but it should hold the... Is it like inside of it? It is inside of it, that's why. There we go. So you can see the boulders up there. Hey, David. Nice to see you. Hello, can I push you? Why could I not push you the one way? That was weird. No one even told me. Oh, but I locked myself out because I'm an idiot. Wow, this is some punishing level design. If you accidentally push it too far, get good. So quite frankly, I mean, we need better level design going on here, because this would be an example of terrible level design. Should not be allowed. However, we are for sure doing it. I don't know what I'm really doing here, but we're doing it. That's for sure. Well, if we did that, so like, you can't just jump up on the cube, but if you push this, I don't know why I'm getting stuck on the ground here. Specifically going this direction. It's almost like the ground is not flat there. Yeah, there's something there. There we go. But anyway, and now you can come up here and theoretically other stuff. But this opens up so many different things. You know, good level design again. Just get punished instantly. What is in the ground here? By the way, hello? What is that? What is there that it's hitting? Okay, so I like how I put the coin, like... Let's put the coin up top. We can probably make the coin look a little better now as well, since I've added starter content, so let's actually go do that. What is that, right? What is in the way there? So let's make this look a lot better. This is what the coin looked like before. Let's make it a sphere. And let's give it... What do we have? Anything? The door? Yeah, that looks cool enough. So now, at this point, we're starting to get... Look, what is in the middle there? Get out of here. Okay. No, I can't even get it because I'm an idiot. Not that I'm going to be able to move it. There we go. Shit, I'm tripping on the origin of the map, right? What is in the middle? Come on. Okay. You can see why I'm not a level designer or an environment artist or anything to do with maps. We were having a heck of a time. But now we can move this up here. Hopefully. Hopefully we're not too tall. There we go. Jump. We get our coin. We can come back over here. Where's the sphere? Is the sphere, like, in the ground? Is that what happened? Because it's not there anymore. Are you in here? Rolling sphere BP. Where you at, buddy? Oh, this is a rolling sphere. That's why. This is not a base pushable object. Okay. Get out of here. Base pushable. 1200. This should still work fine. What is in the middle? Sorry. Okay. But anyway. Now let's put a rolling sphere in. Actually, let's put the rolling sphere here. Why is the rolling sphere a cube? Because I changed the parent? So it changed the child? Like, I never said change the child, my friends. That's why. Anyway, what is going on? Because it's in the scene? Like, it should change. I don't care which one you are. Just do it. Thank you. There we go. Oh. And then you need to not have your rotation locked. Yeah, so all the changes I made in the parent went here, which is normal. I just forgot to change it. Now, oh my god. Rolling sphere. You know what happened? Because I had this in the scene first. Let's bring it back into the scene. 1200. I don't want you to roll off. I have a feeling you're going to roll off because of the slant. That's way too much of a curve, but at this point, I am not willing to argue. 1200. What we should do is actually just in the construction script put everything to be at 1200 by default if we wanted. Okay. I don't want to trip on the origin of the map, but I also kind of wanted to showcase the fact that we can move this thing. Change it back to base, pushable object, yep. There we go, so, bloop! Bam! So this is pretty fun, look at us go. We got a whole little game going on here. I wonder if you can get stuck back here. You cannot. Good game design for a change. Ugly game design. But 3 bosses left in Demon Soul. Good work. Very good work. What bosses are they? King Allant. Who else is even in that game? Dude, who else is in that game? I can't think of a single person. The Flame Lurker, maybe? Did you kill Flame Lurker? Now that's what I call a video game, right? That's pretty good. We still got half an hour, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue here. I'm gonna update the star BP as well now that we have starter content because yeah, that doesn't really remind me of a star too much. I don't think there's a star by default, so maybe we won't use a star, but I'm sure we can find something. Pipe 180. Can this default scene route get out of here? Oh my god. I love the white orb in the middle of my screen. That really helps me see. Yes, the star. Ah, yes, the ocean star. Yes. The invincibility pyramid. King Allant, Dirty Colossus is terrible. And those are terrible, dude. You just have King Allant. Arrows. The star. The star. Okay. Let's not do that one. Alright, we can probably just do the pyramid, the tri-pyramid or whatever it was called. That's fine. I should probably change this from something too. The door was really yellow. Is that the same thing I put for the coin? No, I put frame. That's fine. I think by default I actually want to scale this up a bit. Not that much. This is probably going to be too big as well, but it was a little too small for my liking. There we go. No, that's pretty good. Okay, so now we're kind of picking up on we got a lot of stuff going on here now. What we could do is have some sort of end condition. We reach it and it loads a level. That would be a good way to end it, but we would need another level to go to. The environment sector, yeah, pretty much. King Allant is highly resistant to magic. Oh, highly resistant. Honestly, it's not a very tough fight. I beat him on the first try. Now it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Is it? Oh yeah, because of the Millennium Puzzle. The Millennium Puzzle, that's what it's called, isn't it? Whew, good call though. Good one. Yeah, what if we have a way to end the level? And it's like you have to get right here, and there's no way to get here. We could have a teleporter. Do we just want to do a teleporter? That just sounds like a fun thing to do. It has no relation to this. We could have the end level in here, and you have a teleporter like somewhere in the level. I don't think it's the Millennium Falcon. No, I think it's like the Millennium Puzzle. I think I am saying that right. It's been a long time. I could be totally wrong. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll leave the coin there, and then we'll have an actor for a teleporter up here. Teleporter BP. Alright, first of all, and most importantly, we have to determine how this is going to look. And I already know right off the bat that we're going to use a cylinder. It needs to be taller than it is wide. It needs to not simulate physics. It needs to generate overlap events. Overlap all. It needs to have like a water. Yes. Millennium pendant. Millennium puzzle. Wow, that is cool. Thanks, dude. Thanks for finding that out. I thought that was right. It has been a while. All right, guys. Here's our teleporter. So basically, the way I see this working is we have one end of a teleporter, we have a start and an end, and then an ID that links the teleporters together. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and set that up. So first of all, let's add a Boolean for is or entrance. I guess it doesn't matter if it's a start or an end, if you can take them back and forth. All we care about is the ID. So let's actually make this an integer. Whoops. Teleporter ID. And we'll expose that so we can change it on the fly in the level. And what we can do, it's pretty simple. We can give the teleporter ID 0, and 0 is fine. And then once we've overlapped with the character, we can also do it with an enemy as well. But once we overlap with the character, we can go ahead and teleport them to that location. And the way we do that is we can either have a reference to the other teleporter, which I think is what I'm going to do for now, because I don't see any reason to get all actors every time we go into it. So I think let's do begin play. We're going to get all actors of class, and we're going to get the class. We're going to filter out everyone that is not a teleporter, and we're going to loop through. Actually, yeah, we'll loop through. Well, we'll do for each with break. And we'll grab each element, and we will check its teleporter ID. And we'll check, and we'll... Whoops, I did plus plus. I was like, what happened? We'll see if it's equals. If it equals our teleporter ID. Okay, hold on. So get all actors of class. Yep, grab it. There's two things we need to do here. We also need to make sure that this is not equal to self, because we don't want to do this if this is us. We don't want to teleport to us, which will have the same teleporter ID. Not equal. Straighten. Self. Then all we need to do from here, straighten. Make it nice and neat. And so what we're doing is we're checking if the ID is equal, but the actor we found is not this actor, because we don't want to teleport to ourselves. And if both of those things are true, then I'm going to go ahead and actually save that out as a reference. Otherwise, I'm going to do nothing with it. We're going to call this variable other teleporter, I guess. You could have more than one, so maybe it could be an array, but let's not get that far into it. Let's just call it yeah, let's just call it other teleporter for now, because we can make it other teleporters or something down the line. Weird, I don't know why I was doing it like that. This is how it should look. We just want to set that. There we go. Set the other teleporter. And then if we have the other teleporter, we could break if we wanted. I'm not going to go through the trouble right now. But then what we can do is use the other teleporter. Get actor location. And get actor rotation. And the only thing with this is it's probably going to send us back and forth as soon as we touch it. So we will have to wait. Like once they've taken it, they need to leave before they can take that one again. But I think this will work logically. It should be the same ID. Thus, it should pick up on the reference, and it should teleport us. Infinite loop detected. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. It was going to keep teleporting us back and forth. What we need to do is add a boolean. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Stop doing that. Add a boolean. Can use teleporter. And only do this if can use teleporter is true. Otherwise, we just won't do anything. And what we will do is once that one is true, then we will grab the other teleporter, set it to be false to where we can't use it. So can use teleporter, set it to be false so that we don't teleport through the other one. And this will probably lock us on the other side because we're never saying it's true, but I think it will work. Nope, did not teleport us. If can use oh, you know what? It's false by default. And it's okay. It can be true by default. Save that. Take it again. Detected. Is it though? Because we do on component begin overlap. And then we say can use teleporter. If it's true, we teleport. And then we set it to be false for the other teleporter. Just trying to think. So it's still like doing it multiple times, obviously, Is it getting to this multiple times, or is it just doing the initial teleport function multiple times? Yeah, it just kept doing it. What am I missing here? Do I go through? Teleports me to the location, then sets it to false. So I guess we'd have to set it to false first. Is all it is, because it's gonna go in, set it to false. I have already teleported me back to the other one, but then that one is not false yet. Right? No, it would be. I'm missing something. What am I missing here? In overlap. Weird. What if we just set this one to false after we teleport? That way we can't go through either of them. Does that fix the issue? Does it really think we're trying to go through the other one? It still does it. Okay. I mean, we can do this beforehand. Kind of assuming that that's the issue, but I just feel like there should be something else. Could be the teleport location in particular is actually causing the issue. There we go. So doing it before is fine. Of course, we won't be able to teleport back, and we know that. We know that. If I were to do this and just have this here, would it still work? If not, that's the issue. So thanks. No, okay. Weird. I don't think it picked up that I was setting it false afterward. I don't think it actually was going to be an infinite loop. Maybe I'm wrong though. Weird. But either way, so now we have the teleporter working. We just need to be able to go back. So I think the best way to do it is to once we leave a teleporter, then we can set it to be where you can teleport through it again. So end overlap, on the static mesh component. And then make sure it's the right type. If it is, we just say can use teleporter. And set it back to true. That might cause an infinite loop, depending on if it picks up on it twice after the teleport, so we'll find out. Looks good. Except I got stuck in that one. It literally vomited me out. You see that? Why did it vomit me out on that one? Maybe it was just in the ground a little bit. Yeah, that one was in the ground a little bit. It's not now. We could make it more, closer. But I just want to see if that was the issue. Come on. No, it's still, So okay, y'all mind if I spit you out over there? You on the right spot? You are. You appear to be. Okay, that's weird, but that's okay. What we need to do on top of this is we need to lock our character onto the x-axis as well. So I gotta go back here. No, that's their content. Blueprints, side scroller character, and in their character movement component, there's something called axis. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've already done that. Okay, so it was literally like forcing us out. Was I getting stuck in the actual teleporter, or was I getting stuck in the wall? It's hard to tell. Yeah, no, it's putting me... Oh, you know what? Is that the issue? Is the other one like that? Yeah, it's not. That is weird. See, why are these issues popping up? Or sometimes they're... Alright. First of all, are you in your default scene right now? Here, try that. Yeah, the sphere is the parent... That's what's going on. The sphere is the parent object, and it's trying to put me there. But I don't know why it was lower on this one. Like, it was way low. Look at this. It's like it must have been I put in the scene again and then made the change. It's fine. We'll just put it back. There we go. Now it should be fine. There we go. So now we have a teleporter. Now, it is worth noting that you can do things like, if we're just calling the straight up teleport function instead of setting the location, it gives absolutely no care in the world. So you do have to be careful. You don't want to get yourself in a situation where you can get stuck like I did. We got 13 minutes, so we'll pretty much wrap it up here, but we can add an actor to end the level. It's pretty darn easy, actually, to open another level. All we need to do is, if we have an actor, we'll say end level actor VP. So that doesn't really have to be anything. I'll give it another static mesh just so we can visualize it, but really doesn't need to be much of anything. For now, it can honestly just even be an overlap all cube. Or like a rectangle that we put in here. Basically, once we overlap with this, we can just open another level. Now, we do need another level to be able to open another level, because you can't open the level you're already on without doing a few additional things. But we can just add a new level. Level 2. Or we'll just say... You know what, we'll go to like a test level, because test levels are good to have. Let's open it up. I won't like actually go and fill it out. What I am going to do is actually copy everything and then paste it in. That way we have... It looks like it's at the wrong orientation, actually. And I will like change the color of this to moss. Not that one. Let's change the ground to moss. Or water. Ooh, the water looks nice. The water level. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Let's go back here. And this actor, we'll make it, you know, we'll give it a material here so you can look a little bit. Okay. I don't know what the look. It looks like the paintings from Super Mario. There you go, like a painting. There we go. Of course, just like one. And now what'll happen is if we go into here, we do the same thing we've been doing this whole time. And that's like the same thing over and over again. But really, that's what we need to do. Just make sure that it is the Twitch game character that's colliding with it and not like a random enemy or something. And then if it is, we can just say open level. Some settings we can choose, but we don't really need any of them. We just need to open another level. Test level should have been what I called it. Which means if we take our teleporter, there we go. Now we're in the new level. Actually, it does let you reload the same level. Cool. There we go. We're in a loop. This poor guy will never ever get out of this loop. Sad life. Sad life. But there it is, guys. I mean, I feel very good about this episode. It was kind of just fun stuff that we did, but honestly, they're all different mechanics that can be very, very useful in a side-scroller game, so I'm still satisfied with them. Good ideas on the physics object. It derailed us, but it made us do more enjoyable things and learn some things, so I would not consider that a problem. Not at all. Now, I'm pretty tired, so I'm probably going to wrap up there, but thanks, guys, for coming by. I really, really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun making this. You know, we're going to be doing this every Friday, so you got plenty of chances to come join in and see some fun stuff get made. I upload these streams and all my streams on this channel to youtube.com, Shawnthebro27. I don't actually have enough subscribers on there to change my link from youtube.com, all the numbers and letters that it is, to youtube.com/ShawnTheBro27. So you'll just have to look up Shawnthebro27. I can put it in the... It's in the Discord. I can put it in the chat if you guys are interested. And you can watch the whole video and all the episodes I do with this. Next week I'll probably be doing an episode, the live programming episode on Friday on YouTube, on my main channel, youtube.com/ShawnTheBro. Just because it's easier for me to get, reach everybody that way. There's people that don't want to use Twitch, don't want to use YouTube, and it actually works a lot better with my YouTube series, so just kind of playing around with some stuff and working on it. Now I feel the need to work on the bot. Ooh, the Discord bot, right? Get those programming juices flowing. Yeah. So if you guys, want to give me any support there, you can. I'm not gonna ask any more of that or anything like that. I think I'm satisfied with where we're at. But if you did want to see it, that's where it'll be. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will go ahead and post some links for you in the Twitch. Let me get them, or in the chat, and then we will probably wrap up the stream right there. So, alright. Surprisingly hard to share your own channel, actually. Okay. So here's this one. This is my main programming channel. This is where I do... Sweet, thanks much, right? Dude, enjoy the bot. I'm not good at that stuff. At least not yet, so... Let me know if you have anything that you want to show. It's really cool stuff. I like that you're working on the bot. So that's my YouTube channel. If anyone does want to check it out, where I do programming tutorials. I do 2 videos a week. And then I'll go ahead and share where these streams get uploaded. I almost accidentally blocked that account. That would not have been good. There you go. And that's the other one. Now that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for coming by and making this a really fun stream. Like I said, we'll be back next Friday for some more of this, and we'll be back on Wednesday for some more Dark Souls 3. Now, I'm going to go to bed, like, right now. Not really, but I am very tired. So, we're going to wrap up the stream there. Alright, guys. Thank you so much. I'm Shawnthebro, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Get ready for stream inception here. Have a nice weekend. You too, Mitchell. Thank you so much.